watched this last night, the pomp, the circumstance. You know, Carolina's one of my favorite places. I played in the ACC, that whole area, Chapel Hill. It's awesome on game day.
Okay.
Man, the debutantes, the dignitaries that were there. Oh, my God. You rolled out Michael Jordan. You rolled out Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, they were going by the same
Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Randy Moss. Problem is, they wake up today. You got to go eat breakfast with those people. What do you say?
Wait, the airport, they didn't get out of there last night?
Really, like...
Are you sure?
It kind of came... We had a chance until the pick six. Did you? I turned the game off.
I have a question.
And I'd never do that.
Have you ever heard Bill Belichick say after a loss that his team is better than what they showed out there?
No, not here.
Have you ever... And I'm being... That's a serious question. I don't recall him ever doing that in New England, where his team got beat badly. And he went to the podium and said, well, we're a better team than what you saw out there tonight. Because he did that last night.
It's always credit to the other team.
Well, he did that too, right? He gave the standard line of TCU, deserved this win, and they did it decisively, you heard him say. But then he also, in his press conference, told you that his team is better than what they look like out there on the field last night. And I would say, hard disagree. I don't think you're a very good team. You gave up 500 yards of offense. I think there could be some problems there.
Well, I think it's starting to settle in to where the real problem can really settle and look at it. You're talking about kids in a room where you're talking to guys 5 to 7 to 8 years younger than what you're normally used to talking to. You can't run into that room and totally just destroy them. Tell them how bad they were, how they didn't focus, how they didn't study, how they weren't on their point, on their keys. They weren't communicating.
They're all free agents.
They are kids that are 18, 19 years old that will crack, that will put their head down. And if mommy and daddy call you and you're not feeling well, don't worry, for the next portal, you can transfer. He's in a different world right now.
Now, we know that Bill has had a history of having bad losses at the start of a season and turning it around, right?
Yeah.
We saw that.
It's been the Super Bowl.
We're on to Cincinnati. You get blown out by the Chiefs, no big deal.
Yeah.
We're going to fix it.
The Lawyer-Malloy game back in the day.
31-zip against Buffalo, right? No big deal. Going to sort it out. Going to get back on track. And his teams always did, for the most part. But you know what those teams had? And this is what I think the big difference is between a team like that turned it around. No, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to do that.
Adults?
Those teams had talent.
Yeah.
And if you watched that game last night, I'm sorry, but that roster at North Carolina that they have talked about and his sycophants in the media have talked about and told us would be so great, and they have done so well in the portal, and they have done so well recruiting. No, they haven't. That roster's untalented. They don't have players. They need better players. They're in a conference that is not a conference that the best players want to go to, and they lack talent. And no, there is no Tom Brady on the roster, if you want to bring up that point too, but they just don't have it. I don't think you can coach your way out of that in the ACC. I don't. The quality of the athlete there is just not as good.
Maybe this is what all of the ACC coaches were chuckling when they got together at these events, and you get to the coaches' breakfast. Oh, wait, he's going to get his. He's going to see how hard it is down here. Or I think Bill really thought it was going to be somewhat easy. We're going to just do our thing, apply it. It's just coaching football. They're men. We're men. We're going to coach them hard, be organized. I think they were organized. That wasn't it. Your defense gave up how many points last night? Take the big six out of it. You got lambasted at home. The head coach, who has a massive defensive background, one of the best defensive coordinators in the sport of football, his sons have been brought up through it. Steve can call a good game.
The Belichick family defense. Did you hear that last night on the broadcast? Have you heard that?
See the meeting?
Did you hear that?
Yep.
The Belichick family defense?
They had no answer for what they wanted to do.
Well, you can spin the dial on defense. You can throw the book at them on defense. It turns out when you throw at a corner that can't cover, it's a pretty effective counter to all the stuff that Bill Belichick brings to the table.
Yes.
Talent actually matters. Like you said, and Pete Thamel before the game said, there's a ton of scouts
We have
here.
it. We have the audio because I thought this was really important. Milliken, let us know when you're ready to fire it. Pete Thamel, pregame. All right, here it is. Pete Thamel from ESPN before the game. McCone was just about to reference what he said. Here is what he said.
There's NFL scouts here to keep an eye on a couple of things. What is that?
Amid all the A-list celebrities here on the sideline, there are 14 NFL teams and more than 20 NFL scouts. Part of the reason there's so many here is Bill Belichick has been really restrictive to NFL scouts, and the games have continued on the sideline tonight, guys. This is the roster, the two deep that UNC has given. As you can see, there are no names on the two deep. So the scouts, a lot of them are walking around tonight with big smiles on their faces as they're trying to decode who to look at.
I don't even understand that.
Deficiency of talent.
Yeah.
That's why. And why is he screwing around with NFL scouts? I mean, that's not... Pete Thamel going on TV last night and telling the world that Bill doesn't highlight his players to NFL scouts?
So...
Does he think that's a good play for him as a college coach?
If I'm a
it's
recruit.
the worst possible thing you can do in 2025. And you can't go out all spring and say, we're going to run a pro program and turn you into pro players, and then have NFL scouts say, we don't even know who any of these guys are because the coach won't talk to us.
When you leave here, you'll be pro ready.
What are you doing?
I'd be pissed if I was a parent. I'd be pissed if I was one of the kids.
No doubt.
That's a damaging report.
Now, not if you're a 2-star athlete or even a 3-star, but if you've got some 4- and 5-star guys in there, like those guys are next level guys. Those are bona fide Division I players with 20+ offers each. So those guys should be taken care of, should be getting paid, and should be being pumped. You know, number 5, that's our guy. Watch him in warm-ups. This is bad. This is just bad. Because this is what he sold the program on. We'll get you pro ready.
It's not just that he lost. It's that he got blown out and his defense sucked. That's the big problem for him. And I don't know how you turn that around without talent.
No.
If you don't have talent, what do you have? You don't have the hours. You don't have the time with these players the way you do in the NFL. They don't work for you. They're all free agents. They can all leave. And you're already at a huge disadvantage being in the ACC and not being in one of the premier conferences in college football. So the best athletes already don't want to entertain playing for you.
Yeah.
They want to play for bigger, better schools.
There's 2 portals. One at the end of the year, and then the other one, the worst one, is really at the end of spring, and that's the one the coaches sweat. I remember talking to Billy O'Brien about it. He's like, here we did. We put everything in for spring practice. We got our roster set. We know who our starting quarterback is. I got to hold my breath, though, for the next 14 days because he can transfer if he wants. Just without saying a thing.
But how do you sell this program moving forward? We're not winning. We're getting blown out, and you're not marketing me towards the NFL either. So what is the benefit of coming to North Carolina if I'm a recruit or a player that's looking to get back in the portal? 0. You're bringing 0 to the table right now.
And if you're a parent, as Zoe brought up, and the parents I think have meant less and less over the years, but the parents at this point say, wait a second, my kid has to be involved in Bill Belichick's grudge against the NFL? Nah, I'm good. We got other offers. We don't need to go to UNC. I'm all set. I don't need to go there. What's so great about being there? It's one game. I know this is an overreaction, but we got a show to do today. But that was a really, really bad first impression.
I don't think one of us thought.
And you know what I've been telling my kids for 3 days? As they were going back to school today, I said, guys, you only have one chance to make a first impression. So do a good job. That's the thing I always tell them. You only have one chance.
Yep.
And you have one chance to make a first impression. How do you think Bill went over with the fan base there on that first impression last night?
It was not great.
Good thing they sold the season tickets already. Good thing. Now, the good news for him is his next 2 games are against Charlotte and Richmond. Do you think he can handle Charlotte and Richmond?
Pathetic.
Better.
And Richmond's been decent in recent years. You know, they've always had a good program. They were great back in the 1AA days. Richmond Spiders. But let's hope he has better results against those schools. But what will that matter? That does not land you top recruits beating Richmond and Charlotte.
Right. No. And down in North Carolina, it might be cute game 1 not to have a 2 deep. It might be cute to not do the coaches show down there. But if you start losing on a consistent basis, that's going to get old really, really fast.
One and done.
0-4
like that.
0-4.
Against
Chancellor might say, hey, Bill, why don't you jump on coach's show number 5? We want to talk. Yeah. That could come.
It sure could. You know, the pregame interview with Holly last night was, woo, man, personality for days. Talk about selling it. That's a guy you want to run through a wall for, huh?
I've
and again, at the NFL, that doesn't matter. You don't need that crap. In college, you do. You need some of that rah-rah bull crap. It plays.
Yes. Little Zabo Sweeney. Hey,
yes.
Baby.
Even Saban had it. Even Saban had it. Yeah.
Saban had that thing about him.
Yeah.
He had just enough sort of swagger about him. You know?
I just hear this interview.
Just enough fire to him.
They had to feel like dog ass for him. All his boys there.
Did he overplay his hand? Did he think this was going to be a lot easier than it is? Feels that way a little bit. Have you had the entire audience last night? Monday night college football on a holiday. The only show going, and he got embarrassed. He had all offseason to get ready for that game.
My wife even watched it.
To get ready for TCU.
My wife even watched it.
And he got demolished. There were fans putting him in the national championship game after that first touchdown. It was all downhill from there.
Well, I think it's Gator Bowl now or bust. Peach Bowl.